Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vaping Iwi. Welcome for another episode. Today on the show, we're going to be discussing a bunch of stuff. We got the Mag, which is being released / has already been released. Then we got Vaporium juices that Cam's going to go over as well. And I've also got a Dotmod Petri RTA. That I'll be going over, as well as a bunch of stuff. I've got a Gmods cube kind of tube to go over as well. And we've got other stuff as well. So Cam, if you just want to have your little blurb, what you're vaping on and all that stuff. And
My little blurb. Okay, so you should know by now. There we go. English is really hard at the moment. So I'm Cam, obviously one half of the Vaping Iwi, Kiwi Vapes on Instagram. So today I am vaping on the Tugboat, which is still beat up. Going to clean it up hopefully in the next couple of weeks with the Avocado 24 with Joe Head from 561 in it. Good juice. Then we've got the Tesla Invader with the Limitless Plus. And that's got some blue juice, some of that Sub-Zero in it. And then I've got my favorite mod, the Triad DNA 200 with the 24mm stainless steel avocado with droopy floopers from Vaporium in it. And then, last but not least, the Snowwolf Gold with the Land Tucker on top with Banana Split from Vaporium as well. Back to you, Tom.
alright, what do I have in front of me today? I've got the Twisted Messes Squared Gold as Fuck on the Sigilli 213. I've got the K-Fun on the Therion, as usual. I've got the Dotmod Petri RTA on top of the Aria Fusion. And I've got the White Able with the Recoil RDA today. Using a plethora of juices, including some Red Baron by iVape Australia, and some Sub-Zero, some of that blue juice, and as well as some of my own juice. And that's about it.
Sweet.
Alright.
Cool. How's it going in the chat? I see we've got Chris, Shane, and Jackie, Mox, and there's a couple of people that haven't commented in the chat, but I see there's 8 people viewing at the moment. How's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in today. I don't know what you want to start with, Tom. I'm happy to start where you want. It helps if you're unmuted, by the way.
You can start us off with a juice, and then I'll go into some hardware.
Perfect. Okay, so okay, I'll start with Banana Split. So I've had this bottle for quite a while now, couple months, let it steep. It is a banana split, obviously, as the name says, so it's a classic banana dessert. A lot of banana, a lot of cream, real nice. Good dessert vape if you're into desserts, and also fruits. Banana split, obviously, as the name says, so it's a classic banana dessert. I think there might be a little bit of cinnamon in it. Like you do get like a little cinnamon base in there as well. It is quite a delicious, creamy vape. I don't know if you've had it, Tom, or anyone in the chat's had it and what they think of it. Banana candy? No, not really a candy banana, but more of like a authentic banana, like a real banana than a candy. Yeah, my hair is kind of a mess today. Oh no. Here, I'll fix it. I'll wear my Vaporium hat. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, so it's more of a real banana than anything. But yeah, have you had it, Tom? Have you tried it?
No, I have. Oh, no, I have not. Can't say that I have. The only Vaporium ones I've had are the Sansa's Lemon Cake, the cream. I think that's about it.
Okay, that's cool. That's better. Yeah, yeah. I thought a hat would make it look a bit better, but now it's kind of matching. So there we go. I'll fix it.
It hides it.
Yeah, yeah, it does indeed. That hat, Tom. Yes, Mox and that hat. Disappointed, Tom. Yeah, Chris, I'll probably bring up that bottle if I've still got any left of it. It is quite dwindling on it. But if I do bring it up, I will throw it at you and let you have a try if I see you, because I'm pretty sure that day is going to be pretty hectic. Okay, onto a device with Tom.
Oh, yes, indeed. Let's go with. Shall we go for the cube first?
I think we shall. That
All right, sweet.
ingenious.
Give me a sec. I'm just re-dripping on my recoil because it was a bit dry there. Yes, Mox. The scrolling line looks pretty cool, eh? All right, I'm gonna grab the RDA, and now the mod. All right. So it is a 18650 mod. It's perfectly squared. I'm going to bring up the nice focusing so that I can get right up and close with this. So I know how much Cam doesn't like that RDA because it is weird looking. But yeah, so this is the RDA that comes with it. It's a low pro style RDA. It's very, very short, but it has basically the heat sinking around the whole thing. You can take off this top bit, which is what controls the airflow. You can also close off the airflow just by moving this control ring down here. And it is quite restrictive in terms of the airflow. And then the mod itself is a 18650 mod, just standard 18650, but it's just a bit different being squared. So something like the Wotofo Ice Cube would look really, really nice on this, just because it would be the same size. On the peaks, it is 24, and then on the flat surfaces, it is 22. So just like the Ice Cube by Wotofo, which I think Cam's going to show off today as well. Standard 510, it is hybrid, so you can see straight through there. Buttons a bit different as well, so basically it's almost flush, normal press, but in order to unscrew it, you have to lift up this flap, and then you can unscrew it, and that is the whole button mechanism right there. So you chuck your battery in, screw that back down, and that's what makes contact basically. It's a good mod. It's a bit borderline raspy, so the button's a bit raspy. And another thing as well is that flap, you can put it down as much as you want, but it's going to keep coming back out. So it's not ideal. It wasn't like that in the beginning, it's just with use that's what started to happen to it. But yeah, it's alright, it does the job, it vapes. So I guess that's the important part. In terms of the RDA, so basically the two outer post screws are on the bottom of the actual RDA. So you actually have to screw them in from the bottom. And then the center post screw is in the RDA itself. It is a kind of basically exactly like a low pro style design. So you've got like a center post and then the two little clamps at on the sides. But yeah, that's about that really. I mean, there's not much to go over in terms of what it does. But yeah.
It works, I guess.
Yeah, it works.
Still don't like that RDA, man, at all.
Yeah, nor do I, to be honest. Like, I mean, that tube, in my opinion, is a type of tube that you would use for the Wotofo Ice Cube. It's not something that you would use for anything else. It looks really strange with a circular RDA on there. For an example, I can put on let's put on the Sub-Zero, just because it's the same color.
No.
But it just looks weird. I mean, usable. And
Yeah.
not too weird, just weird. Like it's not your typical.
Don't like that at all. Oh, that
Hey,
is
it's
so weird.
some people might be really into that, so
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Abe is here. How's it going, Abe? No, not that hashtag. No.
yes, bring it back. Bring back the weak baby hands. Oh, that was a good one, mate.
I can hold down a button on this, okay? Don't have weak baby hands, Tom.
Still weak baby hands, mate.
So as it says in the scrolly thing underneath us, since we're on the subject of vaping, our show will be later next week
It will be at
because
6 p.m.
there we go, 6 p.m. So because we've got obviously 510 vape day the next day, and travel to Auckland for myself and the others that are coming up, but it will be a cool show. So definitely come check that out if you are
For
free
sure.
on that Saturday.
Just on that note, we do have the Kiwis are going to be on the show, so it's basically going to be another episode of the Iwis, but just everyone will be in one place for once, which is kind of weird.
Gonna be very weird, man.
Yeah, but so they will be here, and we'll probably we're going to try and figure out how we're going to have it set up. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be good fun. Also, just on that note, just like Cam was saying, the Auckland Vape Day, all four of us will be there as well. Myself, Cam, and the two Kiwis as well. So
That
all of
side
us in
note.
one spot is going to be very different.
Yeah, this will be the first time that we've all met as of four. Like I've met Megs and Malks obviously at Tauranga, and I met you last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last
Yeah, it
weekend.
was last week.
Damn, it's been a whole week, man.
Yep,
It's a whole.
already. Crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. Um, cool. Well, if you wanna hit us with another juice, or if you want to talk about the ice cube, seeing as I just finished off with that nice cube mod.
Okay. Oh, 1 second. Let me put it on something. So I think you're gonna do a review on your channel of it. So I'll just briefly touch on it. I've had it for a week now. Um, it's still got the coils that Tom put in it. I don't know if it's gonna. Yes, the cotton does look real bad, but it still works and vape's all right. Airflow on it, it's not the greatest, but it is. It's there. There's not really that much you can control on the airflow. I don't know if I can get the top cap off. So you've got your side airflow at the top on the top cap, and then it feeds down there. Also has a spitback guard, pretty awesome little added bonus, I guess you could say. You can easily drip through it and not have to worry about juice coming back at you. I personally drip straight through onto the mesh, blow inwards, so just and then vape. Awesome little device. Also, the outside is a glass like a Pyrex, and it's really cool that you can actually see the insides working. I don't know about you guys and Tom, but I quite like looking at how things work when I'm obviously using them. But yeah, decent flavor, pretty good clouds, nothing wrong with it. Quite enjoy it, and it looks really good on any rectangle or square device. Is the other thing. I don't know if you have anything to add about the ice cube since you did have it for a couple of days.
I found it really good. The clouds were really impressive on it. I mean, it was doing a really good job, especially for the size. I think it's possibly because of the size
Yeah.
that it does so well, because it's got such a small inner chamber, a small deck space, etc. It's gonna basically just that vapor has nowhere else to go but into your lungs. So possibly that is why the clouds were so great. Also going with the whole clear sides. Um, it doesn't matter too much to me on a RDA like that. To me, if anything, like it matters when it's something like this, where you can actually see if it's wicking properly,
Yeah.
especially in RTA because you can never tell until it's too late. So you can actually see when it's not wicking right, etc. But
Yeah.
it does work in that sense as well. You can kind of see when your
See when
cotton's
it's going
dry
dry. Yeah.
before it's too late, before you start burning your cotton. Because we all love doing that. That's our favorite thing, eh?
Mate, well, with the cotton I've got in there, I've vaped it dry twice now. It is the Kendo Gold that I did get from iVape that I showed on last week's show. That stuff, you don't really get that burnt cotton flavor, which is pretty damn good as well. Who's just saw Cam thought I was 16. Yes, Chris, you look 16, bro. You've got like Will Smith syndrome, as you said. Very true.
Oh, nice.
You want me to jump into another juice while I'm at it? Because I've just re-dripped on that ice cube.
Yeah, if you want.
Alright, so I'll jump into Charlen's milk. So where is that? There's the bottle of Charlen's milk. So this has been steeping for a good 2.5 months. I vaped it when I got it, put it on the shelf, and now it's very amory. Real nice juice. It is 3 milligram, but it's pretty much your standard strawberry cream milkshake kind of thing. So they say that it's like mother's milk without the vanilla custard. So it's pretty much a milkshake to me. I'll vape it and tell you what I think of it. I have tried it before, but we'll go for it again. So to me, it's just like a strawberry ice cream kind of creamy flavor. It's joined together pretty much. There's no separation between the cream and the strawberry. It's a good vape if you're into your strawberry or your milkshake kind of vapes. Then that's definitely one you might want to look at. I personally don't mind it, but it's not something I will always constantly vape. Cam, you so need a new camera. Yes, that is in the works. Next week, I will be buying a new camera when I'm in Auckland, just to throw that out there. Because, yeah, obviously this camera is not the greatest.
That and I've gotten an upgrade, so things are a lot clearer and and a lot more in focus, especially up closes.
Yeah.
Are way
See,
more
I
in
can't.
focus.
It won't. Wait, let's see if it. Yeah.
So
See.
there's a major difference between our current camera qualities now, which is not cool. So we're sorting it out.
We will sort that out this week coming when I'm in Auckland. So that'll be perfect. Greg, how's it going, Greg? Let's see, we've got some Americans in the chat. I don't know if you want to jump on another. Dev.
Yep. Whew. All right. First, we'll go with the presentation because that's important too. So it comes in this beautiful, beautiful box. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice amount of writing. You can pause if you really want to read it. I very much like this spot right here. Never build below 0.1 ohm resistance. That's not what I do at all.
Safety.
Box is magnetized, so opens up. Obviously the RTA would be right here. Comes with a spare piece of glass, a spare drip tip, and a heap of spare O-rings in this little container. Also comes with a Allen key for the specific post screws on this one. Figure it out. Okay, let's go real close. So that's what it looks like. It's 24 karat gold plated, so it's quite decent looking. It looks quite nice on the Aria just because it kind of matches with the gold inserts on the area. So basically this whole top section kind of unscrews. And that's how you access the deck. My wicks are still in there. I'm running a dual coil 24 gauge parallel 4 wrap in there. And then the deck's a postless deck. So your coils actually screw into the deck itself. And the deck is kind of like a floating, it's kind of like a floating deck in the sense that it just comes out and you can screw it down, but it basically screws itself down when you put the top on. So I shall screw it down. You have to kind of match up, there's kind of indentations that match up where the air holes are on the RTA. And you kind of have to match it up in order to screw it down, otherwise you can't screw it down, it doesn't work. Also, you got to make sure that you have your 510 pin that's tightened after that. Here we go. Hold on. Cool. So basically, you just keep tightening down that bottom until it stops. If the glass tends to move a bit, you can just tighten down that 510, and for some reason, you can then tighten it down more. But then to refill this one, you just unscrew the top section, and it does have top fill capabilities. It has no juice flow control, but I have had no problems with this leaking whatsoever, which is kind of nice, because sometimes when they have no juice control, what will happen is that because there's no vacuum, there is no pressure, holding it in, it will just keep seeping out, and you'll lose a whole bunch of juice. Yeah, what can I say? It's a stunner in terms of looks. Of course, my camera's not going to focus manually. Well, it's not going to focus automatically. So let me, whoop. And it's a stunner. It's really nice, clean, shiny, bit of bling bling. Looks good on any 22mm mod, because it is 22mm, and then looks good on any regulated mods as well. But yeah, that's about it on that one, and it vapes fantastically as well. Just saying.
This link war in the chat going on right now.
I know, right?
So it's good to have Greg and Mox and everyone else watching today. It's awesome to see. You want me to go into another one, Tom?
Yep, go into another one, and then we'll discuss a bit about what Ohm Magazine is, who it's from, and all that kind of stuff as well.
Alright, so I don't know if I have the bottle. Where is the bottle? Here's the bottle. So, Droopy Flippers from Vaporium. It is a cereal vape. Pretty much, Fruit Loops, in the easiest way to explain it. It is definitely a sweet cereal vape. This is probably one of my personal favorites from Vaporium. I've bought quite a bit from them of this juice. Good stuff. So I'll do a quick vape and taste for you guys as well. So yeah, I just get if you were to grab a bunch of Fruit Loops and not mix them with milk, throw them in your mouth, chew on them, and then drink some milk, like a creamy little afternote. That's exactly what I get. It's just a bunch of sweet Fruit Loops. It's crazy. Definitely only a small amount of cream in there as well.
Do you know the ratio on those juices, or?
So on them, they don't actually say, but if I do remember correctly, they are max VG. From what I remember, last time I was talking to Joseph from Vaporium.
Cool. Awesome stuff.
But yeah, they do produce nice flavor as well as vapor.
Cool. Righty. Alright, so shall we go over Ohm Mag?
I think we should.
Alright,
that's a
about
very
time.
good idea.
Cool. All right. So starting it off, I'll start it off, and then Cameron can continue if he wants. Our magazine was an idea that came to me in the sense that it would be a way for everyone to kind of have information there constantly. I know a lot of people watch YouTube reviews or watch YouTube videos about how to do things and all that kind of stuff, or look to the community pages, but then there's a lot of people who don't, and that are they learn through reading and through articles and stuff like that. So our magazine basically was created as a sort of repertoire of articles that there will be some articles that will be constantly there. The ones, the beginning of vaping, and battery safety and that kind of thing. Those will constantly be there and be updated as we go. But then there will be articles that will be there for a limited amount of times, and then be moved on. There will also be, hopefully, a vendor section where vendors can advertise their latest specials and all that kind of stuff. Each vendor gets their own pretty much fully dedicated page, so that all the vendors are basically side by side, all in one spot. A lot of people will only lurk on the Facebook group pages, and hopefully those people will basically be there as well. Another thing we have going on is you can submit your photos, or just contact us, say that you have a photo that you would like everyone to see, and we've got a little gallery that we'd constantly update basically with your photos, your Instagram links, whatever link you would like in there. And it's basically so you can get your name out as well. I know that there are a lot of hidden gems amongst our communities of people who either have really cool gear, very unique or special gear, or a lot of people who make coils as well that they're not necessarily known throughout the pages, but it's just another way to kind of interconnect. And that's about all I have. But I'm sure you've got stuff to add to that. The last note I'd like to add is that it is not solely myself. I started it off, but it will be managed by a whole bunch of us. So basically a team of vapors writing articles as well as updating on the news in New Zealand and Australia. Just updating the news, what's new, where the legislations stand, the billion live screenings, all that kind of stuff will all be posted there. So it's just like a one-stop shop kind of thing to figure out everything. So it is a whole bunch of us. It's not just myself. But Cam, if you have anything to add.
The only thing I can really add is the thing is that mag is by vapors for vapors. And the point of it is not just for, the people that have been vaping for 4 years, 5 years. It's also for those people that are like 1 week in and want to buy a new kit. It's for every single vapor. It's not just, the people that know mix, and it's not just for the people that are starting on starter kits. It's going to be a broad variety of things, but definitely do submit your photos. Eventually, I think I will try and get a hashtag up, and we'll run it through Instagram as well. I don't know if you're keen on that, Tom, but that's probably another way we can do it. But yeah,
sure.
it's going to be awesome, guys. As long as we get community interaction, pretty much it'll run itself. You guys will be running it for us in a way. So it'll be run by the community, which will be awesome to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, what we want is we want people to have an input. We want people to have a say in what sort of goes on. But in a way, it's just somewhere where you can go. It's definitely drama free, and you can basically get the information that you need. It'll all be there. Right now, we don't have that much up there. We do have one vendor who's going to be on board in October for basically their promotions and stuff like that. And I'm sure we will get more, by the time it's properly ready. But we also have a article. Well, it's just a quick article about where to start, kind of thing, with vaping. So if you have friends that are looking to start vaping and stuff like that, it kind of just goes over the basics. It will be updated to have more detail soon, just not quite yet. And I am also working on a sort of my first mech mod segment, with a couple of recommendations on some first mech mods, as well as what to look for, what to avoid, all that kind of thing. And I'm working as well with with Phil that was on the show a couple of weeks ago, to provide like a battery safety for that my first mech mod segment. And then I've also got an approval from Mooch himself to post his charts and stuff on there.
Yeah.
So that will be going on there as soon as possible as well. And then the last thing would be that what I would like to do, and that's still in the works, is do a segment with sort of interviews in a way, or their story of vapors amongst our community. So I know of a couple of people that started vaping that were smoking for 40 plus years, and their story would be quite fascinating as an article or as a little one. And then different people across the community as well, what your story is, basically how you got there. Have that updated, once every week or however often. And then have interviews from people overseas as well. The names that we all look towards when we're looking at buying new gear. Mark Fagan and Grim Green and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Skeletor, all that stuff, all those names, seeing each and every one of them basically have a little sort of interview segment, what started them vaping and all that kind of stuff, what their favorite gear is. But we'll see how it progresses. Right now it is quite new, but as it stands, there are plenty of vape magazines in the US, but there's nothing our side of the world. So it was just a kind of fill in the gap sort of idea.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so another mod or RDA, Tom, or are we gonna... I've got one more juice left. That's it.
You've got no other juices?
I've got one more.
Okay, and after that you got nothing?
Nope, not really. Yeah, I've got Sencha left, and then that's all of the Vaporiums I have on me at the moment.
Cool.
So I seem to have lost some.
All right, let's ask chat. How about that? We've got the Guardian sub kit. How it's been after a week. We've got what else? The K-Fun again.
What about one of your tubes or the rig pig? You can pull the rig pig out again.
Yep, the rig pig. How it's been. The tugboat, authentic copper, sitting right there. The Ragnarok. How that's been. The Scoundrel. The Sub-Zero Legendary. The Fuhatten. The fucking Scoundrel. The Cotton Candy or the Mabillion. That's all my tubes, really. That and the ones in front of me, but...
Mox has said Fujin, question mark.
The Fusion! Yes, I do have the Fusion in front of me. Fusion's been great, actually. It's probably my go-to with any 22mm. I am one that hates overhang. I hate it. I cannot stand overhang. The Fusion's great. I mean, it looks very, very nice with anything that's gold colored or black colored on it. It looks really, really nice with, funnily enough, the Lantaka on there as well. Just due to the fact that the black on the Lantaka is actually the identical black to the mod itself, I'm just going to give my Lanteca a wipe down so you guys don't see this dirty as heck Lanteca. But yeah, that... Ooh, it's not going to like me. That there does look the part. That is quite a nice borderline matchy-matchiness. So the black on there matches the black on the mod, not where the logo is that's glossy.
It's the matte, yeah.
The matte part matches very, very nicely. So it does look the part, that's for sure. There we go. No, it doesn't like the focusing. So it's quite nice as well. But yeah, any 22mm, it's great. It is either spring or magnet, and you can basically change between the two. Button's really nice. It sometimes it comes like loose a bit, but that's the same with a lot of mods. I mean, like for example, the Fuhatan, you've got to constantly screw down the button. But hey, you know, we live with it, we deal with it, and so on and so forth. Apart from that, it hits like a beast, and I'm happy with it. It came with the atomizer as well, which I am not a fan of. The flavor is great on it, all that kind of stuff, but the post screws, the posts themselves bend.
So that's the K's, right?
Yes, the K's. So the posts themselves bend. That is the same with the original. That's the same with anything, really. If you look over on Grim Green's channel, he did do a review of the authentic, and he did show quite prominently that those posts, those clamps, the C-clamp style, or however you want to call them, G-clamps, they actually bend. I've got a beautiful wick in here, but basically those posts are bending inwards due to the fact that it's open on either side, and as soon as you put a wire in there, the screw is basically just pushing that top inwards. So it's just kind of killed it for me, but hey, flavor's great, so it's not that bad.
I wouldn't mind having a look at that K's. When I get up there, we'll have a play around and see what happens.
You can look at all the atomizers. I mean, there is, you know, like choose.
The wall.
But yeah,
someone has an addiction to buying vape gear.
No, someone has a review channel.
True that. No, I was talking about myself there, but
we both will have a new piece of gear though when it comes to that time. So hopefully we'll have a piece of gear. I'm bloody hoping so. Fingers crossed for us.
I don't know. I haven't checked that website.
I have. It hasn't moved.
Oh no.
I know.
Yeah, so we're waiting for some awesome tubes. We'll just say tubes to come in.
Yeah. Me and Cameron will be matchy, and it will be great. But I'm sure that we all, as vapors, know that feeling when you're waiting for vape mail, and you're waiting for vape mail, and it's still not there. Even though you have paid for DHL express shipping, it's still not there. But yeah.
That comment in the chat, possibly that's what we're waiting for.
Possibly. I'm actually waiting on a Tokugawa. I'll let you guys know that. But that's actually got to kind of arrive for me to be able to do anything. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched, so Fagan did a review on it today, and a watch of it. It's interesting, man.
The Tokugawa?
Yeah.
Oh, was that today?
Yeah, I did send you the link, bro. But
did you?
Yeah, obviously you were busy, and I watched a bit of it. I don't know if I'll like it myself because of the design of the post holes.
Yeah.
Post screws, whatever you want to call it.
I've had to put up with that with the Silent RTA. It's the same design, so you've basically got to put the wire in, then screw down a screw on top of it, and the screw's only been held by the sides. To me, that's not a great design at all, but if it works, it works. I mean, I've seen some really positive stuff being said about the Tokugawa itself. I've seen a lot of people saying that the airflow is really, really good on it. Not necessarily wide open, but I'm not a wide open airflow kind of guy anyway.
Yeah.
Um, it's probably one of the biggest downfalls of the Twisted Messes Squared to me, is that there is too much wide openness to it, and I have to I have to close off one of the holes in order to do that. But then it doesn't look as nice, so so it's kind of a killer. Which is why, to be honest, the recoil in my book so far is still the top RDA. Is because the airflow is just that right amount of restrictive to me. Just that right amount. As well as... what else? The avocado. I know that you agree with me on this one. The flavor on it is great due to that restrictiveness. You know, if it wasn't restrictive, it wouldn't be as great tasting. You get crazy clouds off of it, but it wouldn't taste as nice.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I stand with the Limitless Plus as well. Like if it had less airflow, I think it would be on par with the avocado,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Don't get me wrong, you can close off the airflow, but it doesn't look as nice, number one. Number two,
Yeah.
it's still not the same. It's just not the same as the avocado.
Just doesn't look right.
Yeah. But it still isn't the same as the avocado. The avocado is still different. They've done something. They've done a deal with the devil, whatever it is, you know. And it's not a huge amount of difference. It's just the right amount of difference. It's like the K-Fun, due to its restrictiveness, just looking in the comments as well. The K-Fun, just due to its restrictiveness, it's got a really good amount of flavor. Another part with the K-Fun, though, is due to that chimney being absolutely tiny, even compared to, let's say, the Dotmod one. I know it's not going to focus for me, but the Dotmod one is huge compared to the K-Fun. But that's what gives it so much flavor. It's not necessarily clouds, you know, for days, but it's a lot of flavor, which, when you're out and about, is the more important thing over clouds, because we don't all want to be a pain.
Oh, I mean, it depends where you are in that sense of it.
I guess.
Like, yeah, if I'm in town, roaming the streets, I don't want these huge clouds.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm in my car, I don't really care, because I'm in my car. But if I'm, like, in the middle of Queen Street in Auckland, for example, I'm not going to be letting off huge clouds.
That's just when you start ninja vaping.
Exactly. Stealth vapes for the win.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing your K-Fun when I'm in Auckland.
I still think this looks great.
Oh, dude, I'm slightly jealous. I would love that combo.
Like, I mean, it would look amazing on a Petri as well. But the Petri doesn't have that gold end unless you have the gold end button.
The Petri Lite 2 has that little gold strip at the bottom, and that's it.
They've got gold buttons now as well. You can buy the gold, like full gold button segment, which would look great. But yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at getting a Petri. Hopefully at Vape Day. Hopefully there's some good deals up there on mods,
For sure.
because or else we're going to be broke. Almost empty. Almost there. So, wait, who's in the chat still? How's everyone's day going down there in chat? It's raining in Rotorua. I don't know about Auckland. But
It's raining here too. So awesome. Loving this weather.
I love rainy days, man. Honestly, love rainy days.
It's the stay indoors and game days, eh?
Well, stay indoors and a vape.
And game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just saying, mate. We should really start the Vaping Iwi games. Start streaming us playing 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see that, comment in the chat or comment in the comment section later on.
Use the hashtag that is scrolling down the bottom if you can catch it, and we will start a game streaming on YouTube as well. if we get enough. If we get 100 comments.
100. Oh, that's if we hit 100, I will definitely play video games.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Are you excited for 510, Tom?
I don't know. I think all hell's gonna break loose because all four of us are gonna be in the same spot. But nah, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
yeah,
Um,
pretty much.
I am. I'm really excited to meet a lot of the people in the community. There's quite a few people that I have spoken to through the pages, but have not physically met them in person. And it's always kind of nice, putting a face to the name, in person. It is one thing speaking to people on, internets, but it's very different meeting someone in person. Like for example. We went down to Tauranga when I was with this guy and met one of the vendors, the New Zealand vendors, and he's a really nice guy in person. And, talking to him through chat on the groups is not the same thing as
Meeting
actually
him in person.
physically meeting them and kind of being able to bounce off them. Because a big thing as well when you're speaking to people on the groups is that you cannot see this. You cannot see the response. You cannot see the emotion. You cannot see how someone's feeling about stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Vape Day is going to be
Yeah.
great.
No,
Hanging
I'm
out with
definitely
you for
looking
five
forward
days.
to it.
Jeez.
Oh, mate. So I have to deal with Mox again, and Megan, and yourself. I've met you all before, and same with Brett and the guys that were at Tauranga. But I'm really looking forward to meeting new people.
Yeah,
That'd be
for
cool.
sure.
So if you're in the chat or watching this later on and you see us, we're people too, man. Come say hi.
Are
We'll
we are we
happily say
people,
hi.
Cam? Is
We're
that what we
people
call
too, man.
ourselves?
We're people too, okay?
Mm.
Yeah, Mox is definitely trouble in person, so we'll have to keep Mox, on a leash, like a literal leash.
I'll leave you in charge of that, mate.
Yeah, no, she'll beat me for saying that. I know that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Um, okay, so I was just looking at DHL. Yeah, it still hasn't moved.
That feeling,
To go
yep.
back to, but I'm barely human. Yeah, that's definitely true, Mox. But yeah, I'm more than happy to say hi and talk to people about stuff. If you want to know about random crap in vaping or random crap in general, come
Random
say
crap
hi.
in general, eh?
You'll be surprised what I know about. I wear my collar then. Oh, okay. Okay, Mox. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into this last juice, Tom. This is one I've had a love-hate relationship with since I got it. I'm a big green tea drinker. I like buying, Lipton iced tea or making green tea myself at home. It's called Sencha, and it is a let's read the profile. So it is a very floral taste due to the green tea, flavored with an orange twist in it. So it's a green tea citrus. Um, when you smell it, you actually can smell like it almost smells like orange petals in a way. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. I'll vape it and tell you guys what I think of it, but I can say now that this probably isn't one of my favorites from them. Mm, it's quite interesting. So this has been steeping for 4 months almost, um, and it has changed since last time I vaped it, but it's still very almost like earthy rather than a green tea. You can taste the green tea, but it's got like a real earthy note to it, which is quite interesting. Might help if I was pushing the right button, right? Instead of the wattage up. So yeah, I get like a real flowery, earthy taste, and then orange on the back note. Um, when it comes to green tea, I understand that it is a very hard flavor to work with.
For sure.
Um,
Very difficult to reproduce as a tea. Because tea has so many levels, especially green tea. It's got that slight bitterness, that slight almost dryness to it. And it's really, really hard to reproduce that when you're talking about something that's actually being vaporized. So if you can reproduce a proper, like, one-to-one green tea, you're probably vaping green tea itself.
exactly.
And even then, that's not going to do a good job. So, very different.
Yeah, it is a very unique flavor. I will bring this up for you, man, and you can try it if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
It's different. It's very very different. The orange is nice though. It is a nice orangey note in the back. So when you inhale, you get that earthy kind of tea. I guess you could call it a tea flavor.
Yeah,
And then the orange, which is quite nice.
yeah. One thing we can go over, because I know you and I happen to have the identical one, is the triad. So, something I want to go over is the color of it. This was actually the yellow, but if you have a
This was
look,
the yellow.
Cameron's one was the yellow as well, but Cameron's one has gone all soft, supple, and this really nice dark brown. Mine is still a lighter brown than Cameron's. I've held both in person. I realize that it's probably a different part of the leather, hence why it feels different. Because his is incrementally softer,
Yeah.
like a crazy amount softer. Um, but I know that Mr. Craddock has had the black one, which I've held in person, which I believe is not actually leather, but I'm not sure. I think it's pleather on the black one. And then he's had the brown one as well, which I believe he dyed black with some leather dye, which I would love to do as well.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were thinking. Cameron is a chef, so he probably has more oil on his hands.
Sweat. I don't sweat at all from my hands.
No, no sweat, but oils and acids from the food that he prepares when he's holding his mod are getting infused into that leather. So that's probably what's happening. Versus myself, the only stuff that gets on my hands is vape juice at the moment. So
I did also at one point have juice drip down this. It's not really gonna.
yeah, your camera's not going to pick it up
Yeah,
massively,
not gonna
but
pick it up. But it did drip down the back. So I wiped it off
yeah,
with toilet paper, and then just left it. And yeah, I don't know, like because yours is obviously the exact same color as mine,
yeah.
just
I think
obviously different how.
a big part of it, so you can see it a lot more there. You'll see the color a lot more there than if I do a close up because the camera goes into automatic color mode. But yeah, so it's a lot yellower than Cam's one. Like Cam, put yours to the side away from your curtains, away from your curtains. Like you can see the difference. There's a bloody obvious difference too. Whether or not Cam's camera is doing all the work, but
You know what? I will post a photo on the vape groups later
yeah,
on tonight.
there we go. That's a way to do it. So yes, so it's amazing to have two different mods that, well, two of the same mods that have turned out so different. But it's quite interesting. I ended up using some moisturizer on my one the other day, just because it was really dry, like really, really dry. And now it's really soft. It's not as soft as Cam's one, but it's still quite a lot softer than it was before. So that tends to work. If you really want to use a moisturizer on it, you can. I wouldn't recommend aloe vera one because then it smells like aloe vera for days and days on end. That's all right.
To answer the question in the chat box about what is my favorite flavor from Vaporium, out of the ones I have in front of me right now, I would say the Droopy Floopers. I'm not a big fan of sweet vapes, but this one just every once in a while, if I'm craving some sugar, I'll just have that. But out of their whole range, I'm a big fan of Hasseltoff. Reminds me of Werther's Originals, but a bit different, obviously. Real good vape. I wish I had some with me because I've been craving it for the last couple months and just saving up for 510 vape day and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it is a lot darker. And yeah, you can use leather treating products on it, but I prefer to just let it age how it is.
Yeah.
I did try and put some moisturizer on it. Yeah, it still smells like aloe vera. I did try that the same day Tom did it, and it's actually gotten softer than it was.
Yeah. The only thing that I would use on it to protect it would probably be some armor guard, the stuff
Yeah.
for car interiors. Just because if you accidentally scratch it, so I'm not gonna actually scratch it,
Here,
but
I'll
let's
do it to
say
mine. One
like
second.
that you can see. Oh, well, camera's not gonna pick it up now.
Here
Of
you go,
course.
Tom.
Yeah, it goes a lot lighter. Yeah, like Cam's one. Look at the difference on that. So what you'd want to do is use some armor guard. I know that that will come out within the next few days, so that's fine. You know, if you keep holding it and all that kind of stuff, it's going to come out.
No, it's not.
Exactly. So it's practically gone already. Cam, your dirty hands, yo. Um,
The
but
thing is, as a chef, you clean your hands constantly.
yeah, exactly. So that's
But
probably borderline not the point. But yeah, so armor guard would stop that scratching from happening, so it could be quite useful. Um, Mox, if you refresh, you will not get the problem
yeah,
because
I'm not getting buffer, and I've got
nor am
two
I.
streams running at the same
I've
time.
got I'm
You know,
streaming it and I'm watching it live at the same time at 1080p, and it's not buffering.
yeah, Hasselhoff is a really good juice. They do have quite a good range at Vaporium. Crumb's good, Yanana's good, Hasselhoff, Roy Gibiv, which is like sugar strips, is interesting. It's all right. Cream's good. So Fresh, So Clean would be compared to the Sub Zero from iVape Australia. Very, very minty. Their whole range is pretty damn good. There's only a couple that I won't vape or don't like, which is quite astounding for me. I think it's the weather with your internet. Yeah, that's probably it, Mox.
It could
'Cause I'm
be.
guessing.
I know that when it gets too rainy here, our internet just cuts out. Um, Let us know as well what you think of the whole refresh of the stream, having that bar below us, having the live chat, so that the people rewatching can see what we're actually answering. Because I know a lot of people, a lot of the time, we will not actually voice out the question; we will just answer, and
Yeah.
it's really weird when it seems like we're having a one-sided conversation. But let
Cream.
us know if you like the whole scrolling as well, because that's just something that looks, I don't know, it just adds a little touch. There is a hashtag in there which is coming up real soon. You should be able to see it soon. Just remember, next week the show is at 6 p.m. New Zealand time and 10 p.m. on the Friday Pacific Standard Time. Just bear
I
that
saw
in
the
mind as well.
I just saw the hashtag.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Um,
It's coming
so
up soon anyway. So we are over on Facebook now. We do have an actual official Facebook page for us, which is the Vaping Iwi. So make sure to like us on there as well, and you can ask us any question you want through there. We will always be available to answer questions. Um, Whether you're looking at a new piece of gear and you want to know if it's alright, if it's something that we have shown, or something that you may have seen on the collection there, or the one on my wall, or Cam's collection, but it's just, it's there. Use the hashtag. If we hit 100 comments with that hashtag, we will start doing some gaming streams as well, just for shits and
yep,
giggles.
one day
Uh,
a week.
Um, and that's about it, really. I mean, that's what that whole layout's for. Also, on a side note, the Vaping Iwi swag is going to be happening. Obviously, you guys will have the edition that doesn't have this icon there. That just won't exist. So it'll have that icon there, and then the same icon on the back.
Where the Renaissance Man is at the moment.
But yeah, so you'd have this icon on the back as well, just in case you guys were interested. Because at the end of the day, the iwi part basically means society, community, togetherness, all that stuff. So, you know, that's what we're all about. So yeah, but yeah, what else do we have? What else do we have today?
That's it on my side. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
The XL, Limitless XL. If you're really debating a Limitless XL or anything else, get yourself a TFV8 because the XL is yeah, it's good. It's just not amazing. It doesn't blow my mind away. The flavor is slightly lacking as well, and I don't know. I've seen a couple people now, not just myself, but a couple people actually have problems with it reading on different devices. When I first opened it out of the box, got it out of the box, it wouldn't work on anything but the Therion, which was really strange. And then I had to tighten down the coil as well as push the 510 pin back in all the way because it's floating. So you got to push it all the way in, and then it started reading on many devices. But then it would read on the Therion, the Triad, the Snowwolf, and all that stuff. But it wouldn't read on the Limitless box itself, not on this one, which was really strange. And then all of a sudden it started reading after a bit of tinkering. It's good as an RTA. It's good if you want to use the rebuildable sections because it is a lot bigger size than the TFV8 for those decks. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is on the single coil instead of two little kind of like, it's kind of like almost like we were discussing with the Tokugawa. It's almost that style, but it's more like the G clamps basically, which is weird. It's very odd for them to have chosen that as a design choice. But yeah, I would have actually liked to have seen post holes. I know that post holes are a lot more difficult to fit different types of builds in. But if it was a 3x4 like an avocado post hole, that would have been great. It would have worked fine. But as an RTA, it's good. I would highly recommend as a single coil RTA, go for a Kfun V5. As a dual coil RTA, to be honest, the Polaris or Polar Ice is one of my top. I'm not going into RDTAs, just RTAs. But the Polaris, the XL, and the Kfun V5 and the Dotmod. The Dotmod is quite good. It's not a crazy Cloud Chasers RTA. It is a flavor RTA for sure.
That's good. Also, just a reminder that the TFV8, RX200, those sort of pins, put a spacer or use a different device.
Yes. Just grab an old gift card, like your, I don't know, almost borderline like an AT hop card kind of style thing. Cut out probably that exact size circle, cut a 510 hole in it, and then put that in between your tank and the actual mod on any of the Wismec and Joytech products, any of them. It doesn't matter which one. You can also use plastic washers as well. They work very well as a replacement. But yeah, so just bear that in mind. And it's the same with any Limitless product on the Joytech and Wismec products as well. Their 510s are quite huge, especially the Limitless Plus. has a huge 510 pin, so it's basically going to do the same thing. It
Yep.
may not be instantaneous that you will see problems, but it is in the long run. So it's, yeah.
Perfect. Point 0.5 2
Yeah,
ohms.
just Greg on that
Yeah.
one. What I use, well, I used to have a Flapton in there, so you know, ribbon wire with, well, it's been Claptoned, and that was a 0.42 on 40 watts, and that on the Therion would last me like a week. I wouldn't have to constantly recharge my batteries. Now I have a Clapton, what is it? Clapton 20 gauge? Yeah, 20 gauge with 26 gauge outer, Clapton in there, just a 3 wrap because otherwise it wouldn't fit. um, and that's running at, I think, 50 watts if I'm not wrong, but I can do a nice zoomy. Let me tell you what. No, 45 watts as well, but it comes in a lot lower at 0.16. But I'm getting great flavor, great battery life. Battery life is not as nice as the point 0.4 due to the resistance affecting battery life. But there it is. There's my nice little coil I made myself. It's not the most pretty thing in the world, but it vapes, so that's the main point. Vapes alright. Decent amount of flavor off that, and all that jazz.
Beautiful. That coil is. Mm, mm-mm.
Hey, it wouldn't even fit into the post holes. I had to unclapton it for it to actually fit, and then put the main core wires, and then wrap. Well, not even wrap, just stretch those outer wires out
Yeah.
in order to put it in there.
Beautiful. That was good. Really looking forward to trying that when I get to Auckland, man,
Yeah.
and building something different in there for you because no,
No.
just
Um,
just no.
what else?
That's
Oh, on a side note, if you've got a RX 2 thirds or an RX 200 or an RX 200S, you can buy a Fat Daddy 510 or a, I can't remember. There's another 510 as well. DJ LSB Vapes has posted an actual tutorial on how to modify it yourself, and it makes a world of a difference. Basically, the way he puts it is if you've got a 2 thirds and you do that upgrade, it turns it into basically the perfect mod. Um, and I kind of agree. I really like the form factor of the 2 thirds with the with the 2 batteries. Just reading the comments.
so, yeah.
So I
Yes.
actually like that form factor. I've always liked the RX 200, hence why I kind of got this one, purely because it's really comfortable. Funnily enough, one of my friends thought that the RX was huge until they actually held it and saw it, and they were instantly sold. I think Abe as well had the same reaction when I brought it to the Far North Vape Day, where there were 4 of us at the Vape Day. 4 or 5 of us.
T-shirts. Mm. How long till the T-shirts come out?
Uh,
Say two
well, I
weeks
mean,
out.
to be honest, if you really want one, you can just message me, and it can happen right now. And it's actually fairly quick. Just for a kind of comparison, me and Cameron ordered these on a Wednesday and received them on a Friday morning. So it'll be as quick for you guys as well. Um, so yeah, so if you're keen on one before the actual full release, you can just contact us and we will get those out to you. Um, but yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'll put the link towards Cameron so he can put it down below as well on DJLSB Vapes as one,
Yep.
where he shows you the tutorial on how to change that 510. But I do believe that that is basically the best way to kind of sort out all issues that you're going to have with an RX.
Yeah, so as Mark said, in New Zealand it'll be that quick. If it's international, obviously it's going to be a bit longer.
Yes, for
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, I mean, these shirts are real good quality as well.
Yeah.
I've washed mine a couple times now, no problem with
Same
it.
here. Good quality cotton, and it is not vinyled on. It is actually basically printed.
Like
Yeah,
full on.
it's in the actual cotton. But yeah, they're decent quality, and I mean, like the back logo will be huge. I mean, this is basically what you'd have, just the vaping Iwi.
Yeah, so it'd be wing to shoulder pretty much
Yeah,
on
practically,
sides.
for sure.
Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I think
Yeah.
I think we should start wrapping up now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going with wrapping it up. Um, I don't know if you want to start or you want to start, Tom? It's
Yeah,
up to
sure.
you.
So what I'm going to start off with? What am I going to start off with? Just check out our magazine. Let us know what you think. What you would like to see on there. What you think we could do in order to improve it. All that kind of stuff. Obviously, we are looking towards a community to get feedback in order to bring you a decent magazine. It is an online magazine. There's no like subscriptions or anything. It is free for everyone to read and all that kind of stuff. You can find me. Where can you find me? It's on this side. There's my Instagram there and my Facebook down below there. It is my Renaissance E-Liquids Facebook, but the Instagram is the Renaissance Vapes. If you have any questions, you can contact me directly through that Facebook or through that Instagram or over on the Vaping Iwi Facebook as well. And then check out my reviews as well, which are over on YouTube as Renaissance Vapes. The link will be in the description as usual. And that's about it. That's about me.
That's it. Might also now have a Yeah, so just before I sign out, as Jock has said in the chat, all the models of Wismec devices, so RX20, 200S, 2/3, I'm probably forgetting one. They've got a preheat, the 75-watt one, I can't remember what it's called. They all can get a preheat function update, which is out now. If you do have one and you want the preheat function, go get it. It's not working on my RX200 apparently. Okay, that's weird. Definitely give it a try again. But other than that, I'm Kiwi Vapes or Cam. Definitely go look at my Instagram, Kiwi Vapes, capital K, capital W. That's pretty much where you can find me, as well as the Vaping Iwi. And also, if you are a part of the New Zealand groups, obviously you can see me there, talk to me there. Happy to help you guys with any questions you have. Just shoot them at the Vaping Iwi page. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks, Greg, for staying up in Canada for the show. Awesome to see you here. Awesome to see everyone here. Don't forget to sub and also the hashtag in the chat or comment section, I should say, for that stream that Tom wants to do. But other than that, thanks for coming. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Vape on. Keep it foggy.
Don't forget to check out the giveaways as well.
Giveaways!
Giveaways.